2020's summer season is going to be much of a thing, but who needs it? After all, Netflix is right on hand to keep TV and movie fans more than occupied over the coming months. 2020 is seeing some Netflix originals getting a lot of positive buzz. From dramas to gripping documentaries, the streaming giant is experimenting with plenty of fresh ideas. And with Netflix's release schedule ramping up more than ever, we want to make sure that you don't miss out on any hidden gems. So here's the best stuff coming to Netflix in 2020. The Last Days of American Crime. Based on Rick Remender and Greg Ticini's 2009 novel of the same name, it centers on criminal Graham Brick, who's struggling to get back in the game since the death of his brother. A comic book adaptation, The Last Days of American Crime, seeks out a man named Kevin Cash, who helps Brick plan one last big heist. Things get blood-soaked. High-speed car chases, explosions, and a promise from Cash that one of them is going to take a bullet tonight.
I feel like one of us is going to take a bullet tonight.
Edgar Ramirez, Michael Pitt, Anna Brewster, and Free Fire's Charlito Copley star in the film. Ramirez, in particular, is no stranger to the crime thriller genre, such as Gold, The Girl on the Train, and The Counselor. It's available to stream from June 5th on. The Kissing Booth 2. Confirmed by Netflix on Valentine's Day last year, fans are still waiting for it. So, what's to expect from The Kissing Booth 2 other than some kissing? Revealed by Joey King in a YouTube live event and filmed between June and October 2019, the release date was October 24th, completed before the current global situation. Elordi Jacob has been confirmed to his role as Noah after worry that he wouldn't be back along with Joey King as Elle Evans. Joel Courtney's also returning as Lee Flynn, Elle's BFF and Noah's brother, McGann Young as Lee's girlfriend Rachel, Molly Ringwald as Noah and Lee's mother, and Bianca Bosch as OMG girl Olivia. Maisie Richardson Sellers and Taylor Perez have joined the cast, starring as Chloe and Marco as love interests, but not for each other. Yeah, sure. We're still not sure if OMG girls Maya and Gwyneth will return. The first movie ended with Noah heading to college and Elle stating that she's not sure if they'll stay together.
I'm sorry. I can't keep hurting people that I care about because of you. Okay, nobody wants us to be together.
Netflix described that she'll have to juggle a long-distance relationship and the complications brought on by a close friendship with a handsome, charismatic new classmate named Marco. When Noah grows close to a seemingly perfect college girl, Elle will have to decide how much she trusts him and to whom her heart truly belongs. Beth Reekles, the author of The Kissing Booth, wrote the sequel novel The Kissing Booth 2, Going the Distance, which came out in January 2020, and the author has confirmed that the movie will be based on the book. So, any volunteers for the booth? Huh? Anyone? The Last Thing He Wanted. Based on the Joan Didion novel of the same name, as a formidable writer whose prose in The Last Thing He Wanted weaves like a jigsaw puzzle being made as it's being assembled. Anne Hathaway stars as a famous heroine, Elena McMahon, a journalist at the fictional Atlantic Post, who starts covering rebellions in El Salvador. But soon the story shifts when she's reassigned to President Reagan's re-election campaign. Willem Dafoe plays her dad, Dick McMahon, who's a gun runner being set up by enigmatic forces to deliver guns to Nicaragua in 1984.
Hey, sir. Managed to get through that. So, anything else? Oh, yeah. Career, divorce, cross-country relocation. All in all, I'd say I've managed pretty well. So...
In the novel, the confusion works. The stories are told separately, out of sync with each other, and we never get the denouement that we need, that the novel itself delivers. Netflix is home to stories about people getting caught up in games they don't know they're playing. In The Last Thing He Wanted movie version, however, they never let the audience in on the game, its rules, or what it's meant to win. So, BTW, if you're not familiar with the political landscape of Central America in the 1980s, well, good luck. Ben Affleck plays Treat, an American ambassador whose apparently limited purpose in the plot only makes sense at the very end. Julian Gamble plays Reagan's real-life Secretary of State, George Shultz, who's always dodging Elena's questions and respect to her or her profession. which ultimately turns Elena being hurtled around feeling less like a Greek tragedy and more like a bored resignation to the plot described by Didion. So does the movie have any fare to the book? Well, book readers, we were not that lucky. Not that lucky at all. The Last Thing He Wanted is available to watch now on Netflix. Don't go anywhere because the best is yet to come. All the Bright Places. A sense of loneliness, of being misunderstood, the fear of never being loved for who you really are, or never knowing who you really are at all. All the Bright Places seeks to fill a void in teenage lives that no amount of content ever will. Based on the novel of the same name, Justice Smith and Ellie Fanning feature as star-crossed lovers Violet and Finch, each dealing with their own trauma. Emotional and physical scars of their past come together, discovering that even the smallest places and moments can mean something. These kids deal with death, abuse, and mental illness, and no one besides them seem to have any awareness that there's anything wrong. Violet's parents are blips on the radar. Their anxiety stems from the loss of their eldest daughter in an unexpected car crash. Finch's mother is non-existent, away on business, but not in a working mom way, but rather a willfully neglectful way. But love, despite what the Beatles might croon, isn't all you need, because often, you need therapy. Now, some films would succeed with using humor in a less gratuitous lens into the world of despair, the kind of despair that fills Violet and Finch's lives. All the Bright Places, unfortunately, is not one of those films.
Don't you know, Violet? I'm the freak.
All the Bright Places doesn't give its target audience the credit they're due, that they might understand the message given of what it means to be a teenager in the throes of grief and mental illness. Even when the film tries to lift us up in its bittersweet way to remind us that those we've lost have still changed us irrevocably for the better, it is so clearly signposted, it's actually kind of boring. Instead of fostering empathy, it revels in trying to make you sad, and that isn't enough to give the story a sense of meaning. So, get ready to cry. Extraction. Chris Hemsworth hasn't had the best of luck when he's not playing Thor, with recent efforts like 12 Strong and Men in Black International not exactly hitting the mark with critics or at the box office. Directed by longtime Marvel stunt coordinator Sam Hargrave and produced by the Russo brothers, this wasn't exactly a guaranteed success. And while there is one significant issue with the plot, Extraction is sure to be a success on Netflix thanks to Hemsworth's engaging lead role and its sensational action. Mercenary Tyler Rake takes on a dangerous mission after a tragedy in his past leaves him with nothing left to lose. This mission sees that Tyler's particular set of skills are needed to rescue Ovi, the son of India's biggest drug lord, who has been kidnapped by Bangladesh's biggest drug lord Amir Asif. But just when the rescue appears to have gone to plan, Tyler and Ovi's escape from Dhaka is thrown into disarray, turning Tyler's mission from a deadly one into an almost impossible one. Given Hargrave's background, the action set pieces excel in Extraction, and they don't disappoint. There's even an extended 12-minute sequence after Tyler picks up Ovi that plays out as though it's one of those continuous takes, from a car chase through the streets of Dhaka to a vicious hand-to-hand fight. It's a breathtaking and relentless showcase of craft and skill, made all the more impressive by the fact it was done largely in camera with minimal CGI. It's one of those rare Netflix movies where you really wish you could have seen it on the big screen with all that blockbuster-level action. Hargrave wanted to be true and authentic to the movie's location to see a part of the world that people haven't seen very much in Western cinema, having a local cast and crew so that the cast are often talking in their local dialects adds a uniqueness to the movie. Extraction is set in a murky underworld of crime where even the police and the army are crooked and in the pockets of drug lords, but by choosing to set it in Dhaka, it opens up to criticism. Hemsworth manages to flesh out a stereotype character you genuinely care for and makes the climactic set piece as impactful as it is. You want Tyler to survive, and you've got no idea if he will, something that not all action movies actually manage to do. An endearing chemistry with promising newcomer Rudrash Jaiswal, fun to see, Hemsworth dropping F-bombs and taking part in brutal action, Extraction is a definite must-see with intense and thrilling action set pieces that will be hard to top this year. Well, everybody, that's it for now. We hope that your Netflix queue stays nice and juicy, full of all the good stuff you want to watch to keep you occupied. Don't forget to subscribe to Patrol Clip, put your comments below, and until next time.